Thank you and welcome all, and thank you for choosing to be here, especially on such a nice sunny afternoon, which is not too common in the area, so I truly appreciate you guys and girls being here. Just a quick introduction. My name is Andras. I've been considering myself to be a cyber fossil, been doing it for about 20 odd years by now. I've done everything from blue teaming to red, and currently working as a solutions architect with Mandiant, and also a CTF player / challenge creator. I volunteer with the biohacking village with DEFCON and trying to help running their CTFs and running some new challenges for the competitions they doing in the summer. I'm essentially here just to talk about what capture the flags are and why I encourage people getting involved with them, and also highlighting the main reasons I see lots of people don't want to get engaged on CTFs. Lots of the reasons I had myself as a mental block as well before I started, and just to supply some resources to anybody who would like to get themselves involved in the fun and immersive world of CTF games. I don't know if anybody here played CTFs before or actively playing. If you did, then some of this may be not too beneficial at this stage, but hopefully it can be some information for all parties involved in the room. So why, personally, I recommend to get engaged on CTFs? The biggest side is I do find them as a great experience to learn new skills and new talents, especially if you want to get engaged in a certain part of the hacking or the red teaming part of the world. But it's also great if you're working as a blue teamer to actually understand how some of these attacks work in real life, because it's easier to defend if you know what you are trying to protect against. And I find CTF to be able to give you the opportunity to start learning about these. I also do find them being an awesome for building persistence as a skill. By which I mean, I remember multiple times banging my head to the wall 2 a.m. in the morning, trying to go down yet one more rabbit hole. And also had situations when after possibly a week of trying to solve a challenge, eventually thought I found the solution and I found the flag, which ended up just being a redirect to Rick Ashley's YouTube video, which again resulted in me trying to bang my head to the wall a few more times, but never give up, and it's a great way to learn that skill and to keep going regardless what the outcome is. I do find the social side being beneficial. You may not tell, I have quite a bit of social anxiety, so I'm not great with meeting new people or standing in front of people and trying to work on it. So it's also a good way for me to find new like-minded people in the CTF world. I met lots of new friends and lots of new people through just playing challenges and working through some of the experiences. And essentially, I find them fun, to be fair. And that's the main thing. It's a good way to have fun and learn something new. And again, it just gives that extra buzz at the end of it. Again, what CTFs are, I assume most of you know in the room, but essentially they are competitions where you are trying to either solve a puzzle or break a system and trying to get a flag at the end, which proves that you managed to achieve the set requirement. Or there's also a different type when you are actively doing an attack defense type, but that's when you got two teams trying to fight against each other, trying to take over each other's machines and keep against. So what was my main reasons why I didn't want it to get into CTFs at the beginning? Which stopped me from years to play, and also which I found lots of people I speak with new to the environment struggle with the same. And again, apologies for the X-Men. While I was a comic, and I wanted to have the chance to finally use Comic Sans as a letter in a professional environment, which gave me a chance to do so. One of the main reasons I found is people have an issue of being worried if they try CTFs, they try to enroll on one, and it's like, okay, what if I won't be able to solve any of these challenges? Which it's a possibility, but there's lots of beginner-friendly ones out there which helps you teach And being afraid of failing should not stop you trying it. So it's one thing which you can easily get away with. Again, people are normally believe that everybody else is playing CTFs. They must be more experienced than me, so I don't want to fall out of line. I don't want to look stupid. But again, everybody has to start somewhere, and the community is absolutely encouraging, and you never have the issue that people will try to look down in either way. Again, or all the people who play, they know how to hack. I don't really want to be there. It's not for me. Which is again, most of the CTFs that you can find, they will try to build the challenges in a way to help you learn. And if you get stuck, you can always engage with the community. You can work together in groups, and you always find help from people who are trying to play the same game. So again, being afraid of not knowing how to hack or being afraid of people being more experienced should never stop you from starting, because it's a friendly word and people just want to make sure people are successful overall. And as a last one, even if I wanted to play the games, I possibly don't have time, which is a standard excuse I heard from lots of places. I had the same excuse myself plenty of times. And even if I have the time, don't know where to start, because there's just so much information out there, hard to find where to start, because there's millions of different pages and resources and videos. So again, hopefully anybody who wants to get engaged in this world, I'm trying to give a couple of useful resources where you can start, which can give you a good chance to get engaged, really. So back to that question, where do you start? One of the biggest issue I had, I was afraid being in cyber for 15, 20 years. I didn't want to look stupid in front of people by enrolling myself on Word and then failing. So I made up a fake persona. Charlie Firpo, you possibly won't know him, unless you watch late 70s Italian comedies. So again, if you're afraid of being exposed, then I don't encourage making fake personas. I use them for OSINT collection for different projects, but if that's the issue, just make one and enroll under a pseudonym. I recommend having a virtual machine or some methods to play through, because I just don't like exposing my host machine. So there's lots of great tools out there which are pre-built with dozens of tools which you can use for some of these activities. You've got Kali or Parrot for the Linux side, or if you prefer to go with Windows, you can use Commando VM as well, which is a great selection of tools which you can use as a base system to start your experience without the need to build something new. And again, the best way to start, just pick one and crack on, really. There's no better way than just to try to get your hands dirty and fail and keep going. Eventually you will succeed and you will enjoy, but essentially stop putting it off, stop blaming it on time, as I did for a long time, and just get in, really. Some resources, especially if you're a starter in this environment, to go with. Overthewire.org is an awesome webpage where you got lots of different challenges from beginners to advanced, with explanations and with guides of running through. So if you want to get immersed, if you got even with no red teaming experience, no hacking experience required, basic knowledge of OS would be sufficient, which I expect most people who are here would have way more than that. But you should be able to easily learn more skills. CTF Hacker 101, again, I found as the second great resource. Those were the two I used when I started, and I can certainly recommend them for anybody who wants to get engaged in this. And Discord, again, I would assume lots of people in the room has Discord access and Discord accounts, but most of the community can be found in most of the CTFs on different Discord servers, so it's a great place to try to find people who are like-minded, try to find new teams, and trying to build new connections and trying to engage with like-minded people. And some additional resources you can potentially use as well, which can be beneficial once you started, which can give you a great set of additional skills, in my mind. Portsfigure, the company behind Burp Suite, has a great online academy, which is again free. Again, most of the resources listed here are either free or have a free version of it, but Portfolio is a great one to learn all the different web exploits and try them in a safe environment without having to worry about any legal complications of trying and hacking. I also find Try Hack Me and Hack the Books equally as beneficial. Try Hack Me is aimed slightly more the more beginner type users. So again, if you're trying to get engaged on it, they got really different sections, different rooms you can learn on. They got the free tier, but they also have option to have a subscription-based method where you get access to a few more features. But again, I'm not here to encourage to buy anything, so I'm not going into details on those. Hack the Books, I do find a bit more advanced than Try Hack Me and the rest. So once you feel comfortable enough, once you played a few CTFs, and you want to engage in a bit more depth, you want to have a bit more serious challenges, then Hack the Books EU is again an awesome resource to use, which I use most of these as of today as well in most of my activities. Most of these CTFs are online. They're accessible 24/7. You don't need to wait for a certain time of the year. But some of the CTFs which may be running could be time-based. They do different CTF competitions for Black Hat, DEF CON, and any major conferences. If you want to find any online attacks CTFs, ctftime.org is a great place to go, which lists all the available upcoming CTF challenges globally. So again, you can find your local, find your remote one, and find one to play with. Again, I recommend to start with the Jeopardy style ones, which are more puzzle-based, more giving a single attack scenario. But once you built your network, once you got your social side and you got some teams to work with, and you want to get on a more challenging part of it, it's always fun to engage on the attack defense type scenarios. I put GCHQ CyberChef as a tool, which again, some of you may be aware, especially GCHQ being local for the area. Their CyberChef is an absolute awesome tool in my mind. And it's great for, especially for CTF challenges, to reverse anything and work on any encryption or other type of challenges which could have solutions. As the last one, I included Kringle Come from Sense, purely because it was the one I started with about a couple of years ago. It's a Christmas-based CTF. It's normally on in December, so if you want to play that one, you have to wait. But it's an absolutely awesome challenge, I find, which has almost accompanying videos for some levels. Starts with beginner level, with challenges to expert level, so you can find equal challenges to all levels based on what you want or what you want to achieve. And as a next, or what's next, as a couple of closing words from my side. If you haven't played yet, please, if you can take away one action, go play. I love the community, I love CTFs, and that's the reason why I decided to promote and try to get more people in the industry to get engaged, because I think this is absolutely awesome. If you do play, engage with the community. Don't just try to solve everything on your own. Try to work as a team. Try to work and try to find new friends, I would say, which I was lucky enough. And just respect as well with the community. If you do work with CTFs, don't try to post flag solutions. Don't try to search or Google for the flag itself, but try to find the way. It's the journey you want to enjoy, and the journey, the learning curve you want to enjoy, not just having the solution. Again, as you said, persistence required, and persistence will be built during these challenges, so just don't give in. Keep going, even if you think that it's not going to work, even if you think you've been doing it for a while, just walk away, have a coffee, but then come back and try again. Have a sleep, try again. Go until you find a solution, or at least try. And try to have fun in the process, because in my mind, that's the biggest part, especially finding the flag at the end of 2-3 hours, 2-3 days is just a massive buzz for me, and it's just a absolutely awesome experience. As I mentioned, Discord, feel free to reach out to me as well. You will find me as Charlie Firpo with the lovely gentleman's picture from the movie. Almost the same, just a bit more beard required. But it's really just go and play and have fun, hopefully. That's all from my side. If you want to reach out, feel free on LinkedIn, Twitter, or Discord. I will be available. If you want to have your first game, you want some help, again, feel free to reach out. You want to have a team, reach out. Happy to join up and happy to play together, really, and just trying to be helping people any way possible to, just to get more immersely engaged in it. That's all for me. If there's any questions, let me know. But otherwise, thank you for the attention and thank you for joining this afternoon. Yes.
So you're mentioning that you work with the CTF at the start and were pretty excited about it.
Yep.
So that's why I work at the university, always keen to get our students engaged in CTF into that. From your perspective, what are the things that someone could say to you and done to sort of get you to take that first step and realize?
Okay, so the question, just to repeat, I assume we possibly heard, but being asked to repeat, is to what potential encouraging things could have been said to me to engage earlier than that. I think one of the biggest one for me was to not to care about the result, not to care if you fail, because nobody will laugh at you, nobody will start pointing fingers. And I find is a big block for lots of people, that they don't want their reputation to be badly affected by people would expect, okay, I got these classes, I got this knowledge, I should be able to just respond to everything like this. And when you get there and you can't get there, you're just a bit scared, in my mind. And I was scared. So on those levels, if I would have understood it earlier, I would have enrolled earlier, or in my case, eventually came up with my fake persona, which again, I'm not going to encourage people doing so, but you're not doing it for catfishing people, so you may as well. And I think it's more as well, try to concentrate on the social part of it and trying to concentrate to maybe encourage them to join us teams. Like the CTFs we do sometimes when I help supporting with universities, we normally try to encourage them from the organizer's point of view as well, by setting a challenge almost to try to, if you're coming from a unit, try to join at least like with 2 people or 3 people teams, in which case, once you got somebody else in a team with you, you are more likely to actually do it, because if you just enroll yourself as a single person, you will be like, I can't be bothered, I'm going to go to the pub or whatnot. When you got people relying on you, or when you got people more visibility, you are more likely to stand up and to be there for a team. So I do find highlighting the team aspect of it, especially at unis, is beneficial for encouraging people to actually engage on it. Well, thank you. Yes? Yep. No, again, the question was the resources for beginners to start, because there's just too many out there. Yes, I would say the ones I would go back to from the first slide on that. Like, there's, as you mentioned, millions of them out there. If you want to try at least one from the ones listed, I would personally go with Over the Wire org as the one to start with, because I think they have a good bunch of different challenges and have a good way of going from an easy option from a complete beginner to almost a more advanced. So it's catering for all parties, so you got like almost a full learning curve. The only other one maybe which can be beneficial for a starter for CTFs is the Ports Figure Academy. I found equally as useful because they concentrate mainly on web-based attacks with cross-site scripting and injections and such. But a large chunk of CTFs are based on those kind of activities at the beginning. So again, going through the academy, which has a fairly organized ways based on attack types and attack scenarios, you have a description of what the vulnerability is. You got a demo platform where you can try it, and you also have a step-by-step way to explain how that works. So I would say with a combination of over-the-wire and Ports Figure would be my recommendation personally for somebody who is an absolute beginner for the area. Thank you. If there's no more questions, then again, thank you for the attention and have a great afternoon and enjoy the rest of the sessions.